Welcome back, realvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith, and I've got another property for you. This one is 1 hour to Portland, Oregon. It's in southern Washington. It's in Cowlitz County, and it's 11 and a half acres. It's close to the river, but not right on the river. There's little roads that go into it. There's a bunch of trees around the area, and this is a big property in a highly desired area that I can't wait to show off. So let's take a look at this one. It's on realvacantland.com. It's got my picture up here, got my phone number, my information, and everything. And I'm asking $119,000 for the property, and I'm asking for a cash sale. And it's Cowlitz County, Washington, 11 and a half acres. So we got some pictures, got some diagrams, got some cartoons of it over here. So it's saying, like 630 foot by 230 foot roughly kind of property. Here's some street view shots of trees and bushes and things of the area. And it looks like it's been forested off in the past. And we'll zoom in, we'll look at it a little bit closer here. But so to go look at these pictures, please hit the link below in the description. Excuse me, the description of this video has a link. So that link will bring you back to my website and you can look at these pictures. So down below is Longview, down this road some more is Portland, Oregon. So Walmart's like 8 miles away. There's all kinds of supplies. I mean, it's close to towns, it's close to cities. It's close to the Columbia River Gorge. The Columbia River is just, like 8, 9, 10 miles south of here. I took some windsurfing lessons in Columbia River Gorge one time, it's a long time ago. And my aunt was living in Hood River at the time. And I had a lot of fun on that river. That's a beautiful river. So here's the property. Here's the lot lines. There's the route to get in and out of there. Here's the river off the side, So we'll keep going. We'll look at these in a couple different ways. Let's bring up the maps and look at this in interactive version. So here's the interactive version of the maps. Looks like just a couple people have seen this ad. It's been hardly on the website for very long at all. And so here's a paved road over here. There's a paved road over here. Let's see if we get some street view. So we can do street view kind of like close and look around the area. So here's power lines running along this street that's over in the area. Some of the neighbors are cutting tile, but so pardon the noise. Looks like maple trees, just classic green bush and stuff in this area. So the property this is not the property. This is close to the property. It looks like there's some ferns in here. Just gives you an idea of what the foliage and stuff is going to look like on the property. So that was down here. Let's see if we can do street view over here. I mean, this is the other side of the property, so it's like looking back into the woods. This looks like it's a little cleaned up. This looks like perfect white-tailed deer, mule deer kind of country to go chew and bed down in there. And then it gets thicker over here, so that's what the bush looks like. It's got some trees, different kinds of pine trees. Looks like overgrown Christmas trees or something. There's a house in the area. Let's see what kind of houses people are doing. Make sure there's not like stacks of old abandoned cars and stuff. I mean, it looks like they're taking care of their house. They're cutting their grass and they have pride of ownership. Looks like a little bit of a cattails in a soft spot there. Let's zoom out and let's take a look at. So that was down here. That was this house here. And then there's a trail that comes in this way. Let's see if we can figure that out. That might be more of a stream than a trail. So there's a trail coming through the woods here. So that looks like it comes back to here. So we could do street view there, and this would be a turnoff to the property. So you could turn off here and go down the road. See if we can find it. So someone put a culvert under the road. Looks like a poly style. And you just pour gravel over it and drive over that. So this would be the entrance to the property. So you drive back this road a ways, back in there, and eventually you get to the property. So looking at that road, this is 505 Hazel Dell View. This is the area of this drive. That's probably the neighbor's address. And so this road would come over through here, wind through the woods, cross this spot here, this clearing, and then goes back into the property. So it looks like it goes a couple different directions into the property. And then when you're back on the property, I mean, that's what it's all about. It looks like it was logged. Here's a trail coming down here. So it might come through this way, through here. That makes sense. So it looks like it's clipping the corner, the southwestern corner of the property here. It looks like it was logged There's a trail on the north side. There's a trail through here. This is probably an old logging road, and it looks like they went in here and dragged trees out in multiple different ways. You can see the drag marks. If we do, let's just run over to Google. We'll get the the lot lines out of the way so we can see like a cleaner picture of the actual property. And it's loading, loading, loading. Okay, so here's the property, and let's zoom out a little bit. So you can see the drag marks of moving the old trees, so it does look like it's been forested, because the neighboring properties have a lot bigger, more dense standing trees on the property than this one does. It looks like somebody's been driving around in there, so I'm guessing they're not falling in the mud and getting stuck. Looking at that, let's see if we can do some 3D. Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit of topography to the property. There's a little bit of a roll, so where you drive in looks like higher uphill than down here. And then I think I saw a house down here. I might be mistaken. There's piles of brush, from doing the logging, just leaving the branches there. Maybe there isn't a house to the south. But you can see that trail running along the northern boundary. Oh yeah, here's a house. So just downhill from the property is this house, so I'm guessing it's not swampy in here, or else these people would be really swampy being downhill from the house. And they've got a blacktop driveway coming into that property. Is that a house and a barn, or I'm not exactly sure what that is. That might be their house, and that might be a garage. So behind that house and garage, you can see trails back in there running around too. So that would be on their property though. But this part here that looks like it was logged off would be your property. And then just over a little bit is the river. So it's here, you can see how the trees kind of get cut back. So that place where the trees were cut back is where the property is. You can see lots of other places that have been logged in the area as well. Now maybe from the top of this hill you might be able to see the river. So if we zoom in there, let's take a look. Might be too many. Well, yeah, you might be able to see the river down through some holes in there. So that you might get a good river view from this property. If you look at that, you build up in this back corner and look down across the property, you might see some distant river views. So this could be on the hill looking at the river, and then you might see some mountains across the way. It looks like a nice green valley. We got good Google 3D imagery here, so you can play with this on my website. You can go to ruralvacantland.com. Well, there's a link down below. If you're watching this on your phone or your computer or whatever, go to that link down below, especially if you're on your computer and you got a Chrome browser pulled up. You can take this thing into 3D. And so I took it into 3D by going down on the leftmost corner of the map on my website, the interactive map. And there's a Google logo. You click on that Google logo and it brings it up in your Chrome browser. And then you hold down the control button on your keyboard and play with your mouse or your fingers, or if it's a touch screen, whatever, and you can take it into 3D like this. And then you can zoom around. You could pretend you're on the back side of the property looking down at the river and see a nice view of the river like we just did. So behind it, it looks like not as much mountain views as you're looking out in the front. So I would build facing whatever direction that is, towards the river. I'm gonna lose my orientation. I've been going around in circles. So that looks like, I mean, I would have so much fun building a house on this hill, and there's got to be someone else out there that wants to go for it. That just gets the smile going in the back of me, right? But this is a long ways. I live in Southern California. This would be really hard for me to go build on this property from here. Let's jump out of this. Let's go back to the website, back on ruralvacantland.com. So that's the map. We've got Buy It Now button. The Buy It Now button is not activated right now, or else I'd show it to you. The back office is fixing it while I'm making this video. And so as soon as this video comes live, it's gonna have a $500 option on there, like a deposit. You can put down a $500 deposit, and basically what that is, it doesn't buy you the land, it just puts down a deposit, take it off the website so nobody else can buy it. And then I start doing paperwork with you. I'm going to have you sign this piece of paperwork that says you're going to buy the land, and at this price, the $119,000 with already 500 of it put down as a down payment. So that's part of the $119,000. And I'm going to have you sign it. I'm going to sign it. We're going to sign this thing. I'm going to take it to a title company, take it to a local title company, buy this property probably through First American Title, which I use for lots of these transactions. and they're going to ask for more paperwork from me. They're going to ask for money from you and some paperwork from you to make sure that they get it into the right name that you want to own this property in, and figure out the taxes, make sure the taxes are all paid, make sure everything's all paid, do all the paperwork dance. And then when it's all done, they'll send you the deed and they'll say, hey, go for it, go have fun with your property, and they'll send me the money and everybody's happy. So this is enough money. I'm not going to do this on a credit card. I'm not even going to have that option available, and I don't have the finances to do owner financing on this size property. So this is a cash transaction. So please, if you want financing on it, I mean, there's lots of different ways you get financing on this property. Going to the banks, like U.S. Bank will do a 25% down deal right now. U.S. Bank's doing a lot of financing on vacant land. Go turn it into a house. Lightstream Capital with SunTrust Bank's another one. Lightstream, I mean, they'll do up to $100,000. This is $119,000, but I mean, you can borrow $100,000 from them and put $19,000 down, and probably a little bit of transaction cost in there as well. And you got the thing financed, so you don't have to have the $119,000 cash to pull it off. If you do, great. Maybe you've got a home equity line on your house or your business. It's got a line, or you got the cash sitting from something else you just sold, and you're ready to go. The market's been flying, so go sell your house, buy a piece of land, build a new one. I think you'll get steps ahead, especially in the kinds of pricing that I keep coming up with in these properties. If you go look at other properties around the area, this size, quality, and stuff, you're going to see the pricing stands out a long ways. So the elevation is 303 feet. Zoning is UZO. Taxes, annual taxes are $938 a year on this thing. I'm saying no closing dock fees. I mean, it's we can wrap it all into the price if that's what we're doing. There's a Walmart. It's not very far away. There's a hospital not very far away. There's high schools are really close to the property, 6 miles away to get to the high school. What is this? This is the closest restaurant I could find is a couple miles from the property. There's a post office, gas stations really close, and yeah. So the next thing I wanted to show you is where Portland, Oregon is. So Portland, Oregon is a big bustling hub of industry and action and music and everything going on. So Portland is down here. This is in Oregon. So if you go across the river, across the Columbia River Gorge, and go up through Longview, you get to this property. So the property is not very far away from Portland. It's 59 miles, 50, depends which route you take, 53, 54 miles. So if you take Interstate 5, it's 54 miles to Portland, Oregon. I like driving the 5, so you can do that, or the 30 would work too, depending on traffic. Go one side of the river or the other, and go make it happen, right? So there's a property. It's close to Portland, Oregon. Seattle, Tacoma is north of there. This is the south end of the state of Washington. So let's go back to ruralvacantland.com. Again, you can get to this website by going to the link in the description of this video below, and then my phone number, contact information is up there over my head, that part of the website. Feel free to call, ask questions, and we can make this one happen. Feel free to go out there, take a look at it too, and walk through it, shop it. You know, another way to do that is the GPS coordinates on here. I might skip that before. The GPS coordinates is the green link just over here on the side. That green link allows you to get driving directions. So you click on that in your phone, it'll tell you where to go, turn here, turn there, and get you to the property. If you click on it on your computer, it'll bring up a map and you can zoom in, zoom out, and find it. I suggest looking at those trails that I was just showing you in the video to get in and out of the property, looking where that turnoff is, so you get the right turnoff to get back into the property. I suggest you write down, record, print, whatever, these GPS coordinates to the property too. So there's GPS coordinates. This is the corners, this is the outline of the property. It would make more sense if it was like 4 corners, but sometimes there's little wiggles and waggles. So it's got more than 4 GPS there. But if you go onto Google App Store or the Apple App Store and you search free GPS, there's a whole bunch of GPS programs you can choose from and use that you can use. You can stick these GPS coordinates in to go to the different corners of the property. And you could go from one coordinate to the next and walk around the whole outline of the property. It's 11.5 acres, so it'll be a pretty good walk. And it looks like there's some thick bush in parts of it, so you might want to wear like boots and pants and stuff. But go for it. Go hike around the property. Go explore that thing. It looks like you can drive back in there on the logging trails without hiking through the bush. and just have fun with it. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. I'll keep them coming. This last week I've been doing like 6 or 7 videos a day about different properties, trying to present all the different ones we got coming through. I hope to up that a notch going forward. I'm gonna try to keep up with that. And if you like those kinds of video flows, hit subscribe. If you want to learn more about buying properties, how I buy these things so cheap and just keep them coming, please come and join me every Monday morning at 9 a.m. We talk about buying and selling land live here on YouTube. RuralVacantLand.com is my YouTube channel, and you can ask questions, and I give away land, and I teach, I learn. I do a lot more learning than teaching, but I try to teach some things that I know. And so if you're interested in buying other properties like this, join me there as well. Thanks. Talk to you again in the next one.